The ghostly apparition in room 13. It was a dark and stormy night when I checked into the old decrepit inn on the outskirts of town. The inn had seen better days, but its faded charm had drawn me in. Little did I know that my stay in room 13 would become a night I would never forget. As I settled into my room, I couldn't help but notice the oppressive atmosphere that seemed to hang in the air. The creaking floorboards and the distant sound of wind rattling the windows only added to the eerie ambiance. But I dismissed it as my imagination playing tricks on me and decided to get some much-needed rest. In the dead of night, I was jolted awake by a chilling sensation. I felt a presence in the room, something otherworldly. My heart raced as I scanned the darkness, searching for the source of my unease. And then I saw it. A faint, ghostly figure standing at the foot of my bed. The apparition was translucent, its form shimmering in the dim moonlight that filtered through the curtains. It wore clothing from a bygone era and had a mournful expression on its pale, spectral face. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. Fear had paralyzed me. The ghostly figure began to glide towards me, its movements slow and deliberate. I could hear faint whispers, as if it was trying to communicate with me. It reached out a hand, and a frigid gust of wind swept through the room, chilling me to the bone. In a trembling voice, I managed to stammer, "Who are you?" The apparition's voice was a hollow whisper, filled with sorrow. "I am Emily," it said. "I died in this room long ago, and my spirit has been trapped here ever since." I listened in awe and horror as Emily recounted her tragic tale. She had been a young bride, staying at the inn with her husband on their honeymoon. On that very night, her husband had mysteriously disappeared, leaving her alone in room 13. She had searched for him in vain, and her despair had consumed her. As Emily's story unfolded, I felt a deep sympathy for her plight. She was a lost soul, trapped in a perpetual state of torment. I asked her if there was anything I could do to help her find peace. Emily's eyes seemed to brighten for a moment, and she whispered, "Find my locket. It holds the key to my release. It's buried beneath the floorboards, beneath the bed." Summoning every ounce of courage, I got out of bed and knelt beside it, pulling up the floorboards. There, hidden beneath the wooden planks, I found a dusty old locket. It was ornate and beautiful, and I could feel the weight of Emily's hopes resting upon it. I handed the locket to Emily, and as she clutched it to her chest, a warm light enveloped her. The room seemed to brighten, and I felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over me. With a grateful smile, Emily said, "Thank you. You've set me free." And then she vanished, leaving behind a room that felt lighter, less haunted. I knew that Emily had found the peace she had longed for, and I could finally rest easy in room 13, knowing that I had played a part in setting a tormented spirit free. Over the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about Emily and the strange events in room 13. I decided to share my experience with the inn's owner, a kind and elderly woman named Mrs. Abbott. She listened intently and nodded knowingly. "It's not the first time we've had such occurrences in that room," she said with a sigh. "Emily's story is tragic, but she's not the only spirit that haunts these halls. This inn has a long history, and some guests never truly leave." Mrs. Abbott introduced me to a group of regulars who had become amateur ghost hunters, fascinated by the inn's haunted reputation. There was Samuel, a retired detective with a knack for finding clues in the paranormal, and Sophie, a psychic medium who claimed to communicate with the spirits that dwelled within the inn's walls. Together, we delved deeper into the mysteries of the inn, uncovering tales of lost love, unsolved mysteries, and tragic deaths that had occurred within its aging walls. Each night we gathered in room 13, determined to help any lingering spirits find peace. As the weeks passed, we made contact with several other restless souls. There was Thomas, a young soldier from the Civil War who had perished on the inn's grounds, and Eliza, a former maid who had met a tragic end in a botched robbery. They all had stories to tell, and with each revelation, we felt a stronger connection to the spirits of the inn. Our little group became a tight-knit family, bound together by our shared experiences with the supernatural. We learned to respect the spirits and help them find closure, one by one. The inn, once a place of fear, had transformed into a sanctuary for the lost and the forgotten, but room 13 remained special. Emily's presence had changed, and she now appeared as a gentle, guiding spirit. She often visited my dreams, expressing her gratitude for my help in freeing her from her torment. In the end, the inn became a beacon of hope for the spirits trapped within its walls, a place where they could finally find the peace they had longed for. And as for me, I left with a heart full of memories and a newfound appreciation for the mysteries of the afterlife. Room 13 had forever changed my life, and I knew that I would never forget the ghostly apparition who had led me on this extraordinary journey. Thank you for watching, and don't gorge it to subscribe.